Can you see any of that? Hello everyone and welcome to Tuesday. I almost called it Monday. It is not Monday. This is the first time in my history of school, I think, that I ever actually had Mondays off. But regardless, today is not a day off. Today is indeed Let's Go In. But today's forecast, at least as of like 5 minutes ago when I asked the Amazon Echo before I left, was rainy, snowy weather. So that means things could be getting kind of ugly later on in the day. And yeah, who knows what it's going to be like. As you can probably see, it is indeed cold enough in this car that why is there like no traffic on the roads at this hour? That's odd. That's like no traffic at all for this time of day. But what was I saying? As you can see, it's kind of cold in the car by the fact that you can probably see my breath. Just turn the fans back on. I know it gets hard to hear a little bit. It was a little bit hard to hear in last week's vlogs when I had the fan speed cranked all the way up, but you know, it's what needs to happen because it's kind of cold. But I have a ton of audio equipment with me. Actually, not really a ton. In this bag, I've got my card reader that I mentioned yesterday, an Shure SM57 and 58 with their clips, pop filter, 3 XLR cables, and I think that's about it. I have 2 mic stands in the back, as I'm hoping you're going to be able to see. But as I mentioned yesterday, I'm taking these to my classmate Bethany, who was on Tuesdays and Thursdays vlog last week, because our group for the sound class is renting the Nomad sound recorder, which I have lovingly dubbed the Sega Nomad, because why not? Even though the sound recorder is probably much better than the Sega Nomad. A lovely school zone. Regardless, we have that rental for late Wednesday into Thursday, but other people might be coming by. So even though I'm not necessarily planning to be there tomorrow, I need to get these mics into her because she didn't actually rent any. And because I was just like, yeah, I'll just use mine, whatever, it'll be fine. But the problem is that I could not find my MXL 770, which is my big old condenser that I used to use a lot on the Let's Play channel, and I have no idea where it is, and it's bothering me because I should have it. And I tore my closet apart yesterday night, wasn't in there, and no idea where it is. I just checked to make sure I'm recording. It's 8 o'clock in the morning now. It's 8:02 actually. I'm aiming again for that 8:22 express. We'll see what happens. As much as I kind of like to stick around in University City and hang out with people, I think it's probably in my best interest to come home today. A, because of the forecast, obviously, and B, just because I have work to do, including this vlog, and the other 8 that are now late before that. What kind of spot are we gonna get here? As you can see, this is pretty much the end of this here lot. What's going on here?
It's a Christmas present from my roommate to Liz that is really belated. Okay, you know what else? And my roommate just wants her to have it. So, but she can't be here.
So I'm filming you, filming her.
Yeah, so that she can see the reaction.
Someone in Georgia won $1 million.
Do you see the little owl?
Yes.
Isn't it great?
I just saw it say.
I was like, oh, we should do something with like an owl so that it's like, yeah, so it's like, it matches your hat.
Those are absolutely great, and they actually fit.
My life would be so, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't even have to do it.
I didn't know what to do. I'd be like, you know what I mean?
Fit.
Fit.
My parents' loans.
Right.
Pay off my loans. And then
Thank you.
I would donate some money, but you could have donated like
$500 million.
These are wonderful. And they actually don't cover halfway up my fingers.
About half. They take half.
So
Don't understand.
understand the struggle. She does. It is absolutely.
Yeah, right? Said one move.
Yes, I'm recording a camera onto another camera. These might be some of the greatest photographs of all time. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that's like a brilliant thing to be putting in your vlog right here.
Just extreme close-ups of like your ear.
Yes.
That's just today. Extreme close-ups of Bethany's ear.
That's all
It's not even in focus because this camera is so shallow. Back to my car I go. If the time would focus, where the clock would, the camera would focus on the clock. Can't talk today. It's 7:05. It's hasn't started snowing yet. Apparently I have around an hour left of it not snowing. It's supposed to start snowing between like 8 and 9, so I made it out just in time. Class did happen, but nothing yet has happened. It's gotten a little bit colder, I think. It's one of the big buildings downtown said it was 38 when I left downtown. It's windy now, which of course means, as I've been saying the past 2 days, that things are indeed getting colder, or at least feeling colder. So we should be seeing the snow shortly. But yeah, I kind of left rather soon after my classes, because I just kind of wanted to get out before anything weird happened. I didn't exactly know what time it was supposed to start, but apparently that time is rather soon. Okay, so I've been home for a little while, and well, as you can see, it's nearly 9 o'clock at night. But we still have power. It hasn't started snowing yet, but I guess you're seeing where I'm going to go with this. Is that you're not going to be able to see anything because there's literally nothing to see. Because I guess everything out there has no power. The lights you're seeing are highway lights. But I think all of our neighbors from the block down have literally no power, which sucks. And this is actually not the first time this has happened. They have a couple lights on over there on that house. There's no way you're seeing any of this, but yeah, it's pitch black from this block down. And a couple years back, when we had this big hurricane, that's something going on over there. Do they just? I see like literally no lights on basically in any house. But as I was saying, this happened a few years back where the transformer basically out there on the corner blew, and during one of the big hurricanes and storms, and it took the rest of the block down, and we still had power. Our neighbors across the street that way seem to still have power, but I guess it sucks to be them. It's gotta be really bad, and it hasn't started snowing or anything yet, even though it was apparently supposed to already, but who knows. Well, it's now about an hour later, and I noticed that our neighbors once again have some power, at least, because they're lit up. And if I go back into the spare bedroom, you can see where it was completely pitch black earlier. There, let me turn the light off. Their garage light is on that was not on before. They have some porch lights on. Their porch light is on. So power appears to be back. There was just a truck that drove by like a minute ago, right before I started this. And still no sign of any snow here. Don't know if it's still supposed to be coming or don't know if it passed us. Okay, everyone. So my jimmies were just severely rustled like this guy on the Gorilla Tape right now because of the Drexel email client. Because I want to know whose decision this was. But I'm doing an assignment where I have to write something about a photographer for photography. But in the Drexel spell check, if I create, you're not going to see that, like random things, and I go into spell check, I can choose to ignore. But then this down here changes to a send button. And I accidentally clicked this and sent my email before it was done. Why is this a thing? Why would you put that there? That's just asking for trouble. Oh man, why? I despise the Drexel webmail client. It's literally the worst. But the iPhone one doesn't work sometimes. Ugh. Woo! It's tradition. Goodbye, cat.